Greetings, beloved audience. It's me, Cremulus of Creme and the Crop and Associates, and today I present to you all something real unique and maybe a little bit experimental. It's time for a FEH fan banner, people. I and the rest of the wonderfully talented individuals who worked on this project are incredibly psyched to show it off to you all. I am joined by Wylia, Espero, Chriiis, and Kaius today. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Not that there needs to be that much introduction, seeing as you all have been a big part of this community for a real long while, and I'm only a weird little lad over here. Anyways, so yeah, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
hi.
Hi. So, seeing as this is my channel's debut video, let's kick this off, this exciting content that we've prepared, with a bit of a conversation. So, how do we feel about the game Fire Emblem Heroes right now? Surely, the amount of power creep being shoved down our throats is more than enough to scare a lot of new players, and maybe even some veterans. Where the hell do we even go from Precharged Deadeye Valentine's Crom, or AoE Nuke Bunny Sonya? What do you guys think? Where is Fire Emblem Heroes right now?
when we had a conversation about this last week, it definitely went places. I can say that much.
Yeah, I think the answer is gonna vary wildly depending on what your goals are and what your reasons are for playing Fae in the first place. Because for example, I'm super duper casual. I don't really play AR or Arena. I mean I do, but really just the bare minimum to get my little orbs. I'm just trying to plus 10 my favorite units. That's all I'm trying to do.
I feel like this is more targeted towards a competitive aspect. But yeah, casual is super fun, I feel and especially when you get your newer units, units that haven't been introduced into the game yet, the later they come in, normally they're stronger, unless they're a demote, which they're doomed.
Summer Claude says hello.
Right?
Oh, and Summer Claude, oh my god. Okay, yeah, he's the exception.
He really is.
Okay, yeah, but so I guess more from a competitive, how would you say that? A competitive view? How do we feel about Fire Emblem Heroes?
I'm over
I
it.
gave up. I gave up Fae competitively a little while ago. I think it was actually at the start of the year. I just said I'm not playing this game competitively anymore. I'm moving on to whatever other gacha game wants to take my soul. I hear Disney's made something. I don't know.
Disney? Maybe it's a better game than Fire Emblem Heroes right now.
It has Scrooge McDuck, so it gets my
yes
my Medal of Honor.
Okay, wow. So, I feel with the release of more busted support units, I feel they've really become invaluable nowadays. Especially given how many amazing effects they provide. The likes of Legendary Byleth and Fallen Ninian give some older units a huge boost, granting them much needed access to special acceleration and no follow-up. These older units normally wouldn't have had access to these skills, or would have to pick one over the other. What do you guys really feel about that? The whole standpoint of busted support units.
I've always been of the opinion that support is the best archetype a unit can be in Heroes, just because of how much harder support capability is to power creep. It took 3 or 4 years for Legendary Azura to finally get power crept, and she's still good.
Yeah, she's still very valid. That's a good point.
Yeah, true.
There's a lot more room in, how should I say it, individuality when it comes to support, because everyone brings something different to the table.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're really unique. I feel a lot of the offensive units just kind of overlap each other unless they have pre-charged specials.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even that, we're starting to see a lot of cookie cutter elements and parts of weapon descriptions that are literally just duplicated from other ones, just being built on top of each other. And I think that really rings true with what Kaius said, that like you don't see that as much with support units because they're much more individualized, like sometimes more tailored to the character itself. And I think, yeah, it's more interesting, it's more unique.
I think my personal favorite dancer right now is Fallen Indian. I think she's just so much fun.
Another way to illustrate this is, I guess the best way I can prove that support units age better is think about all of like the seasonal like harmonized and dual units we've had over the past few years, and then think specifically about this one harmonized unit who also happens to have really strong support capabilities. I don't know if you've heard of her, but she's called Bridal Catria.
Yeah. She's not only a great support unit, but also a great offensive unit. She should not have that much attack on a brave weapon.
Yeah, no one is using her for her stat line, no, let's be real here.
That's true. Well, yeah. So, given that we just talked a little bit about supportive units, I suppose that's where we will segue into the actual banner. The banner preview, the banner trailer. 3 of the 4 units here have supportive capabilities, and while each have phenomenal strengths, they also have glaring weaknesses. Something I feel that the FEH devs are really lacking in the current design process. And so, without further ado, let's play the clip. Grab your poppin' corns, people, and sit back and relax.
Mini Goddess Nosha, reporting in! I've seen your work and I'm primed and ready to get started. You just say the word, okay?
Good day. I am Heimdall, Watchful Warden of the legendary Bifrost, god of knowledge, and an avid storyteller. Sit by the fire and listen well. I only tell each and every tale once.
Mortals call me the Maiden of the Land. They show me everlasting praise, and I reciprocate their fondness by lending my hand when times are dire. I am Gerd.
Ahoy there, Summoner! I'm Njord, King of Vanir. You pulled me out of doing a whole lot of paperwork, so I guess I owe you one. What can this old sea dog do for you?
And that's our little fan banner. Okay, so, now that we have seen it all, what are your first impressions about our little fan banner?
2 pages. Let's go.
Yeah.
The art's amazing.
Yeah, the art is really, really good.
We'll definitely be reviewing those pieces. I'm gonna read a little description of what Nosha is like. Nosha, gold-eyed youth, young godling of desire, and one of the Vanir. Covets treasure, jewels, and other shiny trinkets nigh impulsively, but does not hoard them for selfish or wicked reasons, as she is innocent at heart. So, she likes gold, she likes shiny things, and she doesn't really steal them for, malicious intent. She just wants to have those shiny things, and you're not gonna stop her. So, would anyone like to read this PRF? I assume that we can just, one of us could each read like a page or something.
I could take this one.
Okay, sure.
I've done a few banner reactions in my time. Alright. Swift Azure Wing. Grants speed +3. If unit initiates combat, grants attack speed +6 during combat, and also grants the following effects based on the value of unit's speed minus foe's speed. If more than or equal to 5, neutralizes effects that prevent units follow-up attacks and deals damage equals 15% of unit's speed. If more than or equal to 10, unit can make a follow-up attack before foe can counterattack, neutralizes non-special effects that reduce damage by X%, excluding those inflicted on units area of effect specials, and prevents foe specials that are triggered by unit's attack.
It's a lot of words.
That's annoying.
Yes, she is very annoying. So, to summarize, her mess of a PRF, it's a little chaotic. So, the idea is that she does true damage, like Flying Nino, based off her speed, and she gets an instant dive bomb. If you try to have DR against her, that's not going to work. And if you're trying to use like a Pavis build, that won't work either. So, what's going on here is that you really want to out-tank her or use Hardy Bearing. That's one of like the main ways that you'll be able to deal with her. And as you might have noticed, she doesn't have Slaying or any real form of special acceleration unless you give her like external support. So, yeah, I mean, it's a unit.
Yeah, unit is a strong, like, cutting it short by calling it a unit, I think. Absolute unit, more like.
An absolute unit, a Chad. Okay, so yeah, Kaius, if you could continue reading the skills.
Just Glimmer. I don't think I need to introduce Glimmer to anybody. And an A slot called Risk and Reward. If unit initiates combat, grants attack speed plus 10 during combat, but if foe initiates combat, inflicts defense res -8 during combat. It's kind of, it feels like a phase dependent, like life and death.
But in combat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if you could read Shine Taker.
Enables cancel 2. At start of combat, if both unit and foe's HP is more than or equal to 25%, grants attack speed plus 3 to unit and bonus to attack unit and speed equal to 50% of total bonuses on foe before combat. Bonus effects like dodge or dominus count as +1. Calculates each stat bonus independently.
Oh, I hate that.
Yes, she is very annoying. You don't want to...
Oh, I meant that, like, I hate any skill that requires me to do that much math. That's, like, one of the problems I have with Faye. Too many skills require a lot of complex equations, and this is one of those.
Yeah.
She is definitely a problem unit. So, to summarize, she gets attack speed plus 3. And whenever you have, like, a bonus, she kind of grabs that. So think of it as, like, Freya, I would assume, like Mythic Freya or Summer Freya. She has a very similar effect to that, but as a bonus, if you have, let's say you're buffed up by Fallen Lilith, and she grants no follow-up to her support partner. If the person that she is initiating on has a bonus effect, she gets an added bonus of attack speed plus 1. So, during combat. Yeah, you're trying not to buff around her. Definitely very scary to try to deal with that. As the last skill, we have speed, defense, hold. I don't think we really need to read over that one. I would say that she's probably the equivalent of like a melee beast flying Bridal Lilina. Like, she cannot take any damage. If you initiate her, she blows up.
Yeah, she's like all player phase. I think that as long as you don't try to tank her on the enemy phase, I think you can just nuke her out really easily.
Definitely.
I'm just thinking about all of this math and realizing that she gets like effective speed plus 24 when she initiates combat.
Yeah, and remember that she can move 3 spaces.
Okay, so yeah, we can move on to the next character, Heimdall. Well, first off, what do you guys think?
I mean, he's big.
He's buff.
Sounds very charismatic.
Yes, he's very charismatic.
Shouts to Quasi, by the way, for drawing a hand like that. I could never.
It's very ambitious. So, we have the Spring Delthea moment. So would anyone like to read this character?
I'll take it, sure. So the Pure White Hoof grants speed +3 at start of turn if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants Pathfinder, and status, unit cannot be slowed by terrain and can pass over forest tiles for 1 turn. If unit initiates combat or foe's HP is greater than or equal to 75%, grants attack, speed, defense, and res +5, neutralizes effects that negate the unit's follow-up attacks, and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30%. And they've also got the effect Beast Cavalry.
Yeah, so with this, we really wanted to take a supportive approach with Heimdall, who is the warden of a legendary bridge that connects the godly world to the mortal realm. So I'm going to read his little description. Let me see where I can find it. So, Heimdall, warden of the bridge, one of the Vanir, ancient gods of wilderness and nature, in charge of Bifrost, the bridge to the divine, of which he keeps well guarded with his keen sight and insight. Quite smitten with mortals, he once descended to Midgard and shared his vast knowledge with humans. So yeah, he's a very intellectual while also being charismatic kind of guy. And we love that for him. So, Espero, if you could continue reading his skills, that'd be great.
Yeah, do you want me to read over Steady Surge, as I know that these, wait, Steady Surge isn't new, right? I can't remember.
It is new.
Oh, it is new? Oh,
It is
okay.
new, yeah.
Okay, I was like, do we already have this in the Alright.
We have Sturdy Surge and Surge Sparrow.
It's only a matter of time then until we get this skill.
Yep, definitely.
If unit initiates combat, grants speed +7, defense +10 to unit during combat, and also, if unit deals damage to foe using a special, restores HP equal to X% of the unit's max HP. X equals a unit's max special cooldown count value times 20 plus 10, maximum of 100.
Yeah, so Surge Sparrow, but now it's like steady impact.
Yeah.
You're getting your speed +7 and your defense +10. Definitely not meant for units that just like want to go full offensive. This is more like a semi-tank kind of skill.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've heard like a lot of other Fatubers say that like whenever they see steady impact on a unit, they feel like terrified.
Oh, interesting.
It's like the secret knowledge. Why are you running steady impact?
Yeah, people who run steady impact typically have a trick up their sleeve, or they just had a bridge that they wanted to get rid of.
Valid. A 2-pager.
Yeah, Springdale Thea.
Okay, well, we definitely are familiar with speed and defense in your Trace 3. But Platinum Trail. At start of turn, if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally and is transformed, grants Pathfinder to allies within 3 spaces of unit for 1 turn. And also, if any ally within 3 spaces' HP is greater than or equal to 75%, that ally and unit can move 1 extra space. That turn only, does not stack.
Yes, okay, terrifying. And what moreover, this applies to all movement types. So, how would you counter this unit? Bring along Reeve, honestly. We've seen time and time again that whenever you have boosted movement, you really want to just stop them from doing that. As for the Pathfinder, we felt that it was perfectly reasonable to have as long as he is transformed. As like a primary condition to this effect, he himself always grants Pathfinder, but if you transform him, specifically if you're using dragons or beast units, he's going to be able to use Pathfinder and grant it to everyone. I feel like Heimdall really shines when he's with other beast units. Mm-hmm. So I would imagine like Nesala, Tibarn. What are some other units that can take advantage of it? Hinosa from our banner would also be able to take advantage of it.
You say this, but I'm still like picturing in my head me doing my daily Aphraids match, like, oh, this will be a good way to start my morning, and then I see like a fucking Heimdall and a legendary Sigurd with trees, because apparently units can move through trees if there's unit support.
Yeah.
It's only Heimdall that gets the movement through trees, so
Okay,
that's
thank God.
at least beneficial. Our saving grace.
I would want to pull for him, but yeah, he'd be very annoying to go up against.
Definitely. I feel like honestly, we're gonna be getting a lot more like Reeve lookalikes with like the whole like gravity shenanigans with boosted movement, because we're getting way too many units with that kind of deal. You want to try to avoid that as much as possible. Okay, so let's move on to the next character on the banner. So, welcome. Hello, Gerd. As a little mini bio for her, let me read out her description. Gerd, goddess of the land, a Vanir and goddess of the earth, a gentle, stately deity who fancies mortals and shares her many blessings with them. Her calm, patient demeanor bellies fierce power, both marvelous and terrifying.
She was also a 2-pager, right? I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Who wants to take this one?
I'll take it.
Okay.
All right. Red Earth Horn. Accelerates special trigger cooldown. At the start of turn, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 75%, treats all adjacent allies as a beast or dragon unit for that turn. At start of combat, if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack, speed, def, rest +5, and neutralizes effects that reduce damage by X% during combat. And also, if the number of allies within 3 spaces is greater than 2, reduces damage from foes' attacks by 20% of unit's def, and deals damage equal to 20% of foes' def. Ooh.
Yep, and for her beast transformation effect, it's armored, so she does get DR built in. Or not DR, sorry, DC.
Oh, I forgot. Oh.
We've had so few armored beasts that it's easy to forget.
Yep. So let's read the rest of her skills. Bonfire and attack defense ideal are fine. We know what those are.
Let's see. Land Sanctuary. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25% and foe initiates combat, neutralizes penalties on unit and bonuses on foe, and also, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. At start of turn, if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants regeneration to unit and ally with the lowest HP within 2 spaces for 1 turn. Regeneration. After combat, or at the end of the turn, restores HP. Restores 10 HP to unit.
Yeah, that's gross.
Damn.
That's actually gross.
It's like Air's sea slot is an effect.
With this unit, we really wanted to enforce the idea of Fail Smoke returning back to the meta, because obviously her 10 HP restoration is very annoying. It not only is a mystic boost, it is also what is the name of that skill? Is it just renewal? I think is the name of the beast skill.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of those two.
Jesus.
The idea with this unit is that you really don't want to initiate on her without an AoE special, and if you do initiate on her, you probably want to just nuke her. She has quite a few weaknesses, not to mention that her speed is going to be downright abysmal, so you could always run Windsweep against her. We wanted to combine the supportive effect with also the fact that she's also just strong on her own. There are way too many offensive effects now that can just absolutely do her.
And on the plus side, unlike a super omega tank like Fallen Rhea, she is a colored unit. You can just bring like a blue unit with like Windsweep or something, and it will probably tear through her.
Definitely. I feel like legendary female Byleth would be an absolute detriment to her. Just blow her up.
Yeah, like she looks like she's really annoying, but like going back to what we had mentioned first, I feel like she's probably the first unit on this banner that is going to get power crapped, I feel like. because though she's got like a lot of bulk and a lot of healing, like I don't know, I just feel like I could see this being power crept like within a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the train that we're on with Faye.
Yeah, like I fully like it looks great and it looks like she's gonna be a nuisance to go up against, but I don't know. I just feel like IS is definitely gonna give us another unit that's gonna, thwart this pretty soon. I think.
It's like Ragnarok.
Okay, so let's move on to the next one. The last and final one. This is Njord.
You killed it with the outlines.
Oh, thanks, Kaius.
I love dynamic outlines.
So, as his little description. Njord, god of abundance, king of Vanaheimer, the realm of the Vanir, an energetic ruler who presides over the expansive land and sea. Passionate, and with a zest for life, often eschews his royal duties in favor of the outdoors. And yeah, let's continue on to his skills. Okay, so Chriiis, would you like to read the final one?
Alright, Bold Blue Horn. Accelerates special trigger, cooldown count -1. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grants attack +6 to unit. Inflicts attack -6 on foe. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 50%. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 50%, inflicts attack defense res -5 on foe during combat, and unit targets the lower of foe's defense or res. And the effect is Beast Infantry.
So, the Beast Infantry effect is tempo, if he's transformed.
Uh-huh.
So, the concept with this unit is special spamming. So you will see with the rest of his kits that he is meant to always have his special up, or at least try to. So yeah, let's continue reading his skills. We've all seen Aether and Distance Stance, so we're fine with that.
Feral Spiral 3. It deals +10 damage when special triggers. If special triggers before or during combat, grants special cooldown count -2 after combat. During combat, if unit's special trigger reduces foe's HP to 0, grants an additional special cooldown count -1 after combat. And Feast and Famine. Grants special cooldown charge +1 per attack to allies within 3 spaces of unit, and inflicts special cooldown charge -1 per attack on foes within 3 spaces of unit during combat. At start of combat, if unit is within 3 spaces of a foe and an ally, grants special cooldown charge +1 per attack to unit during combat. Only highest value apply. Does not stack.
Okay, so let me break this down. With Feral Spiral, this is going to be a beast exclusive skill. So any other weapon type cannot use it. Feral Spiral, unlike Special Spiral, will apply to all movement types within the beast weapon category. So, who are the ideal candidates for this kind of skill? Beast infantry units. So, we recently got Morim. He would be an amazing user of this skill. As for Feast and Famine, the idea is that it's quite similar to Thor's Worldbreaker, where the kind of this special acceleration buff, like Brave Lucina, goes within 3 spaces of him. And he does the same thing for Guard. If he's within 3 spaces of a foe and an ally, he himself gets a steady breath skill, like a breath skill. We've mashed up a bit of a support combat units here. What are the ideal counters to this kind of unit? You want to use tempo skills, or just outright nuke him. He is an infantry blue beast unit, so units that are green, like legendary Melbylif, Duo Sanya, or Harmonized Sanya, rather, or our recently released Letizia would also do him in quite easily.
Well, again, it's just a really strong support unit. I don't really run infantry units, so maybe I don't see the appeal in him as much as other people would, but I can like see the strengths coming out already.
Yeah, I would probably pull for him. I like that he's both like a really strong offensive force himself, but also provides a lot of support to allies. I definitely would probably try to put one in my team, honestly.
I like the effect that introducing how there has to be a foe and an ally near the unit to proc an effect. I feel like that's something you haven't seen in FEH, or I just can't remember.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything like that. Similarly, I also like that in Feral Spiral you get an added bonus if you actually manage to land the kill on somebody, because we've seen effects like that in like the main Fire Emblem games, but we haven't seen that in FEH, I don't think.
Wasn't it like an awakening thing, if I'm not mistaken? I don't remember which one it was.
I believe that was that was the original iteration of Gale Force, and I know that like in Three Houses, for example, Shamir, her like special skill is that she gets like an extra, I think like +4 to all stats if she kills a foe or something like that. Or maybe it's some character, but we've seen those in the main games, and we haven't seen it in FEH yet so far, so it's kind of nice that it's built into Feral Spiral. I think that flavor-wise, it also works really, really well for beasts.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear that you like that skill. We felt that like beast units really were not necessarily struggling, because like FEH is doing like a huge effort to like bring them back and give them like a huge revival. Like we've seen like Nisala and Tibarn and the wolf girl.
The wolf girl?
Valoria.
Oh
the wolf girl.
Know Your Liar is like pulling me through a lot of things nowadays. Like I'm getting a lot of one-turn clues of her, just like slap Gale Force on her, and she's a really strong, she's just a really strong offensive nuke right off the bat, basically. I mean, mine is +10, so
Oh.
I guess my experiences would be different.
I was gonna say I have 2 in my barracks, but that's attack speed catch fodder right there.
Yeah, I guess it.
Okay, yeah, so I sent you all the art for all the characters featured here. I would like to just hear your overall thoughts of, let's run one by one, I guess. What do you guys think of Nosha overall, though?
Fun. I like my beast units. So a lot of these units I'm gonna say they sound fun, but Nosha specifically sounded like fun because I'm a bit obsessed with offensive nukes nowadays, because it's like the only thing that gives me life in this game.
I especially like her neutral art because it's like she has a very mischievous smile to her, and when she gets into her special art, she kind of just has like this free feeling kind of vibe to her.
I mean, can she fly?
Yes, she can. As for Hinosha's shawl, she was gifted that by Freya in the Norse mythology. Her wings are actually just the shawl. Hinosha can transform into a bird, but it's with the help of this cloak, this shawl that she has.
Oh, interesting.
So, now let's go to Heimdall. What do we think? I think we said some of our thoughts when we first saw him.
Yeah. He's kind of the unit that scared me the most, honestly, out of all 4.
Oh, Mr. Pathfinder, man, I don't want to face you in AR.
It's the same scary feeling I got when I saw Dual Dagger, a seasonless Pathfinder character that you could just spell and run on all of your Aetherades defenses.
Does he only have 1 arm?
No, so one is covered by his little coat thing, but if you see in his special art, his other arm is there.
Oh my god, okay, you're right, yeah.
I did think the same thing when I first saw the art, I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's stylish.
It's very stylish.
Okay. So, he has a little fur coat, some armor, and a horn strapped to his waist. So, let's move on to Gerd. What do we think?
She's so cute. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. She's very cute. I love the colors. I love the outfit. I love the hair. She's got like... The hair reminds me of like Deirdre. But I don't know if I'm just saying that because Wylia is in the call and I can see her icon.
It's floofy.
It's very fluffy.
She looks adorable, yeah. Yeah, I feel like despite the style being so foreign to like anything you'd ever see in Fae, I really like her design. It's really simple, but it's very cohesive. I like the color choices. I feel like it's really balanced well. She's, you know, her silhouette's just like one giant loofah, but it's like very endearing, and I think it fits the character we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to hear that. Her transformation would be, I think it was a sheep that we decided to go for. A cute little sheep. A pink, poofy sheep.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that being said, let's move on to Njord, the final unit of the banner. Here's his art. What do you guys think?
I said this during the trailer. The outlines are so good. I'm such a huge fan of like dynamic outlines, like with very varying thickness. It's like a stylistic choice that I decided to pursue in art. So it makes like my brain chemicals go all happy when I see other people doing it. And also the color choices for this character design are really, really good.
Oh, thank you.
What does the pendant or amulet that he's wearing represent? Because I look at it and I immediately think of an anchor, and then I think nautical, but I know that doesn't quite line up with what we're seeing here.
Njord is, he used to be a sailor.
Oh!
A long time ago. Like, this is way in his youth. If you guys check out the second video that we'll be releasing on our channel, we'll get more into like what happened in his life and what he has overcome. To put it simply, he was a sailor. He made some mistakes, and he's now trying to get his life back together. My canon for him is that he's roughly 42 years old in personality, because they're gods, they don't have actual age. But yeah. Also, Nip's representation.
Yeah, I was neglecting to mention them the whole time, but I did perceive them at one point.
Perceive them.
To acknowledge them.
I perceive the Nips. Okay. So yeah, anyone else have any more closing thoughts?
I do appreciate how we get to see more darker skin colors in Fae. I kind of wish that would be a thing, but
yeah,
you know how it is. Like,
Faye's not had a great track record with it either. Neither remind everyone of like the original Niles are.
Yeah, this is a nice variety of skin tones here.
Mm-hmm.
There's like varying shades of tan.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. We wanted to be very diverse with our cast here. So, thank you all for joining me.
Hell yeah.
You're welcome.
So, in conclusion, we made these banner units.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be releasing a second video explaining more about the dialogue with these characters. We essentially divided up our content into two separate videos. We have the main trailer reaction, which is where we are right now. And then we also have the extra content that couldn't make it into the trailer. So things like the level 40 dialogues, special quotes, and things like that will be there. This video will elaborate more on their lore and their backstories, and I personally think that it's going to be a great watch. The voice actors definitely put a lot of effort into that section, as their dialogues are fully voiced.
It's awesome.
So yeah. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on, guys.
Always.
And goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh hey, would you look at the time? It's the end card slash credits and notice. So, I would like to read a little disclaimer. or at least like something of note to consider when you have finished watching this video. So yeah, I'll read it. As this was a passion project, all artists and voice actors involved worked completely voluntarily. As such, any work exhibited here may not be representative of their full talent. Please support each by following their socials and commissioning them if you feel so inclined. Yeah, Espero, Chriiis, and Kaius for joining us on the YouTube reaction video. We couldn't have done it without them, and we're really glad that they came on. And if you are interested in signing up as either an artist or voice actor for the next one, please message me on my Twitter at creme, CREMDUCREM, that is creme du creme, or creme number 8951 on Discord. You can send me a friend request and I'll read those. So yeah. This also applies if you want to be part of the YouTube reaction team whenever we make another one. I'm expecting another one to come in around a month and a half, but we might be on break, depending on how this video does. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little debut video, and do consider liking, subscribing, and sharing as much as you can. It totally invigorates us to continue producing content. And yeah, thanks again, and bye bye.